What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Taurean Reloaded channel. If you are new, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are new, please be sure to go ahead and hit that bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live, and also be sure to have your notifications set to all on your mobile devices as well. Like, comment, and share this content on your various social media platforms. So today I'm going to be talking about this woman by the name of Mimi Israela, as you can see right here in this picture. And this is not a doctored image. This is not a joke. What you're seeing right here, this is a real thing. Now, what's crazy is this card. Well, first off, let me just go ahead and give the context of before I get into the card. You see this woman right here. Her name is Mimi Israela. She definitely is not a PC woman, although she's pretending to be one right here. And it actually goes into the narrative that many of us have said before, that a lot of people in her community choose to identify as white. And she has this white privilege card trumps everything. Now, what makes this thing almost look like satire, but it's not, it really isn't, is if you go online and go to Google and type in white privilege card, that exact card comes up. So she actually went and actually had this created and made off of a whole template. But anyway, this woman was swerving while she was driving she was weaving at 3:43 a.m. God only knows why she was doing that at 3:43 a.m. But she ended up taking out that white privilege trumps everything car, and she got pulled over by this cop that you see right here. And what does he do? Instead of getting her license and registration like he should have been, he takes a whole selfie with this chick. I kid you not. This is for real. And he ended up getting put under investigation because of it. He should be fired and removed for doing that, because what the hell was you thinking? Like, you thought that was a joke? The woman was weaving in and out of lanes at 3:43 a.m. She probably was under the influence of something. And what do? Take a picture with her while she's holding her white privileged card trumps everything. And I've actually seen some other pictures of this woman. Apparently she's been at some Trump rallies. One picture I saw of her, she had on a cap that said defend the border and all types of stuff. Now keep in mind, this is a woman who, by all intents and purposes, probably had family come from across that border the damn selves, but I'm not going to get into all of that. Let me go ahead and just get into the article itself. An investigation has been launched after an Anchorage police officer was pictured posing with a woman who was holding a novelty white privilege card instead of her ID after she was pulled over for weaving in the Alaskan city. So this is in Alaska. Mimi Israela claimed in a Facebook post that when she was pulled over for weaving at 3:45 a.m. while driving to a pizzeria in Anchorage after arriving on an early morning flight from California for Donald Trump's rally on Saturday to support local Republican candidates he's backed. She said that Officer Bo asked for her driver's license, but she couldn't find it, so she showed him her white privilege card instead, and he found it hilarious. Do y'all see this? I hope y'all are like really seeing this right now. That's why I said don't throw black people into that POC black and brown coalition, because we're not the same. Clearly. Israela claimed she had not received a ticket after she was found weaving and to be without a driver's license. So this woman was driving erratically, and she did not have her driver's license. Last I checked, if you're driving without your driver's license, that's multiple penalties right there. That's points off your license, a fine, ticket, and a possibility that your car can, get towed. Or, a lot of things should have happened here, but did not happen. All she had to do was show that card. She was later pictured posing for a picture with a smiling police officer. Anchorage Police Department has since launched an internal investigation over concerns that Israela was not booked because she had a white privilege card. Under Alaskan law, if a person is found to be driving without a driver's license, it is considered a violation and can result to a fine of up to $300. Israela wrote on Facebook that she did not have her driver's license when she was pulled over. When I saw my white privilege card, I gave to him if it's okay, she wrote. He laughed and called his partner it's their first time to see a white privilege card. The top of the novelty card reads, "White privilege card trumps everything." Israela, in her Twitter biography, describes herself as Panay, or a woman of Filipino origin. I didn't know that I don't think I have any Filipino subscribers, but I don't know many people who are Filipino personally, but I don't think many of them classify themselves as white. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe y'all, I don't know. But that's very interesting that in her biography on Twitter, it says Panay, or of Filipino origin. It doesn't say white, but she pulled out a white privilege card trumps everything. They thought this shit was so funny that they said, oh, well, we'll just let her give her a pass because, you know, it was a little jokey joke. Keep in mind, she was driving without her license, which also means that she's been traveling. That also means she does not have her license on her at all, which means she's going to be traveling, if she's driving anywhere, wherever she's going, as far as like this Donald Trump rally, she's going to always be without her license. I'm just saying. A video apparently taken by Israela of the encounter has been reposted on Twitter. Two officers are seen standing outside her car window. She asks one, "You like my white privilege card?" The unidentified officer says, "That's hilarious." In the Facebook comments shown at the end of the video, someone asked if she received the ticket. She replied, "No." The original Facebook post has been deleted, but screenshots and the video appear on social media. It was not immediately clear if disciplinary action would be taken against officers involved or if a citation was actually issued to Israela. Per the municipal attorney's office, we are unable to answer these questions as the incident is currently under investigation and it relates to personnel matters. Anchorage police spokesperson Sonny Gearing said in an email to the Associated Press. See, they don't even know how to even address this situation because I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen something like this before. Like I said, I've seen that white privilege card trumps everything in the Google images, because I think I probably used it in one of my thumbnails a while back. It's probably going to get used in this thumbnail as well. But the fact of the matter is, this woman did not have her license. How many times we got to say it? She did not have her license. And she literally pulled out this card and say, "Look, here's my white privilege card, even though I'm not white." And they thought it was funny and they pretty much let her go. Attempts to reach Israela through her Facebook page were not immediately successful. Police Chief Michael Curl on Tuesday posted a message on the department's website. "As a law enforcement professionals, we are held accountable for our actions, and I'm aware that the action of one officer can impact the trust between the police force and our community. I know we are all human, but we belong to a profession that does not tolerate, practice, condone, facilitate, or collaborate with any form of discrimination." Celeste Hodge Groden, president of the Alaska Black Caucus, an advocacy group for black people and indigenous people of color, said, "When you're not able to recognize black lives, you just don't get to all lives." I don't know if that was a typo or what. Hodge Groden said she was disappointed by the picture. She also wants to know what the consequences were for Israela if she didn't have her driver's license and was weaving while driving. I want to know the consequences not only for her, but also for him and his partner that thought this shit was funny as hell. "I know that there are people of color," these are her words, not mine, "that weave and they get ticketed," she said. "They don't have that white privilege get out of a citation card." Anchorage Police Sergeant Jeremy Conkling, president of the Anchorage Police Union, said the officers involved had been served with a notice of investigation. Conkling told the Anchorage Daily News he knew little about the situation and couldn't say how many officers were being investigated. "There's always more to the story than a photograph tells," said Conkling, who didn't immediately return a message from the AP. If this is his way of saying that it's not what it looks like, then he's being on code. It's exactly what it looks like. That's not no license. At least not no license I've ever seen. But let me continue. I'm almost at the end. "When the investigation is complete," Hodge Groden said, "the results should be made public." Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, y'all see this, right? Like I said, this is not fake. This is very real. Like, this actually happened. Like, she actually pulled this out. And what's scary about it is, what if this plants a seed into actual white people to go and print out a card like that and just pull this out and say, look, I have my white privilege trumps everything card if they get pulled over. And guess what? If the cops do anything to them, all they're going to do is refer right back to this story and say, well, she did it and she's not even white and she got away with it. So what gives? This also reminds me of that picture from Family Guy where Peter Griffin was being pulled over and the cop had pulled out the little color pad and they went from light to dark and basically saying, like, if at the lighter you are or the whiter that you were good, and the darker or blacker you were, then that means something was about to happen to you. This reminds me of that situation right here. But yeah, that so-called black and brown coalition ain't working, because my black ass could never pull out something like that even as a joke and get away with it. They thought it was funny. And as far as we know, she didn't get not one citation. And again, she does not have her license. She's not from the area in which she's going, which means she's going to be floating around all weekend or this event with no license. Let's put it like this. Hopefully her little card doesn't work everywhere, but now that the story has gone out there, they're going to know who to look for. And hopefully she doesn't get a pass every single place that she goes. But moreover, one other thing this thing does more than anything is it puts in a dispel to the whole thing that white privilege is not real. Like the fact that this cop saw that white privilege card and saw this woman was weaving in and out of the lanes when she was driving, and was driving without her license, and pulled this out, and all they did was laugh about it and take a selfie, and they let her go. And she's not even classified as, I'll put it like this, genetically she isn't white. She's probably classifying herself as that, even though her biography says otherwise. That lets you know right there that white privilege actually is a real thing. And this is probably going to spook a lot of white people, because they've been going around trying to say white privilege isn't a thing for a very long time. And this situation right here is really going to blow a sky high. Even though there are so many more examples we could use, but this one is one of the more tame examples. And they don't want any examples. This isn't even an extreme one. It is a little extreme, but it's not the extreme. The fact that she was able to pull that out and just walk away from it like it was nothing, just smiling. Like, look at this, smiling, showing all 32 teeth. And he's right there getting a giggle out of it as well. I don't know what else it was. Was it the American flag attire she had on? Like, look at it. She got the American flag rings on. She got the attire on. I don't know what that cap says. It just says California. I can't read the rest of it because it's being covered by the brim. But yeah, this pretty much proves that white privilege is a thing. No matter how many times white people try to claim that it is not, it is. And this right here proved it. It's just what makes it interesting is that it wasn't a quote unquote white person to flex white privilege and white privilege work in their favor.